What's up everyone, it's Alex from ModernHealthMonk.com here, and I'm going to quickly talk to you about the myth of having a bad memory. So the other day, my aunt was coming back from a party, and she couldn't find her car keys. She couldn't find her purse, she couldn't find her phone, and she was looking around and she was getting really frustrated. And she was saying, my memory's so bad, I never remember where things are. And this kind of stuff had been happening to her all the time. And it got me wondering, was her memory actually bad, or did she just never pay attention in the first place? So a couple of years back, I was reading this book called The Memory Book. And these guys, could memorize lists of hundreds of numbers easily, back to back, days or weeks later. And one of the things they talked about was how usually we don't remember things if we haven't given them our full attention. So if we put something down without our awareness, then chances are we won't remember it when we go looking for it later. And this is exactly what I found to be true with people's memories. Because of the insane amount of stuff we have to remember on a daily basis, and the insane amount of stimuli with our, phones, computers, and everything else, people often aren't aware and they don't pay attention. So when they go try to remember things, they don't remember because they never paid attention in the first place. Studies in psychology have actually shown this too. It's called perceptual blindness, and it's basically where you're so overstimulated, there's so much coming in, that you don't even notice something right in your field of vision there. Have you seen the YouTube video where there's people playing basketball, one team with white shirts, one team with black shirts, and they ask you to count how many times the ball is bounced or passed? Right in the middle of this video, a person in a gorilla suit walks into the middle of the video and just starts dancing. And what's interesting is that over 50% of people don't notice it. And it's because we're told to start counting the passes of the balls. And so our mind gets overstimulated with information and we don't notice something right in front of us. So the gorilla is literally sitting there in the center for 6 or 8 seconds. And the first time I watched it, I had zero recollection whatsoever. So what does this whole memory, awareness, perceptual awareness thing actually mean for you? What is it? How does it tie into the whole bad memory myth? So I seem to forget where my keys are a lot too, or my phone, or a book, or random things I put down. And I decided to do some experiments, and I found out something interesting. There's actually a really easy technique to remember where things are hours or days later, and it doesn't take very much time at all. For example, say you just got home, you've got your car keys in your hand, and you walk up the stairs. Now, normally you probably just toss your keys on the stairs or throw it on the couch, right? This time, when you go to put your keys down, for a split second, say in your head, my keys are on the stairs. Alright? That's it. And I guarantee next time you go back, you'll remember it every single time. And that's just because you've given momentary, full awareness, full attention to that event. And you're placing a marker in your brain. Now, you can do the same thing with other things too. For example, if you usually leave the stove on, the coffee pot, or other things like that, when you turn it off, you say, I'm turning the stove off now. Just in your head as you say it. I'm turning the stove off now. Or you could even use it with important reminders like emailing people. For example, you could say, I'm emailing John right now, or I just emailed John. So later in the day when you're wondering if you did, it immediately sets that mental, that little mental reminder. So I want you to think about this a little bit more in daily life. When your spouse talks to you, or when you're in a meeting, or when just people interact with you in general, do you actually have a bad memory, or are you just not paying attention in the first place? Alright everyone, so try this out, let me know how it goes, leave a comment below, and visit me over at ModernHealthMonk.com. Take care.